Hey, my friends. I greet you from McKinney, Texas. I don't know what happened with my video that I had just posted on Dare to Dream, but we love technology, and then sometimes it does not suit as well. So, anyways, I really wanted to get this message out today because I'm going on a trip. I'm going on a trip today to Germany. I will be speaking at a leadership event. I'm going to be translating, and so y'all can be praying for me as I am heading out there, and it's going to be a challenging trip for sure. But I thought, you know what, while I'm going on this trip, I want to take all of you over the next 10 minutes on a trip with me. Okay, so I want you to join me on a trip into a really big room. And this room we're going to call the dream room. And you might say, okay, what is this all about, Irma? And I really think that as you're watching this video and you're going to follow along, and I'm going to tell you about the man that inspired me to share this message with you, I think you're going to really take something away from this little short video that I'm going to share with you here today. The room I call the dream room because I believe that all of us have gone into this room. Over the course of our lives, we have had dreams, and over the course of our lives, we have chosen to enter this room and place our dreams on shelves. And some of us have placed them there by free will, and some of us have had dreams that have been stolen from us, and they are now sitting on the shelf. And I'm so visual. I'm such a visual person that I really think with pictures and with stories, we can make a really important statement for all of us to really remember. I want you to think about a time in your life where you've had the courage to dream. Maybe you were a little girl or a little boy and you had big dreams. You know, I've had dreams of wanting to change the world, one person at a time. I've had a dream about being a motivational speaker and going out there and encouraging people to live the very best way that they can. I've had many dreams. I've had a dream of being a young mom, and thankfully that has come to pass. And there were times in my life I've had dreams, and I chose to put them on a shelf out of circumstances, out of people telling me that I couldn't succeed. You know, when I was in high school, I was extremely anorexic. I was 14 years old when I started down that path, and I think we all gravitate towards things in our lives when we struggle, whether it's alcohol, drugs, sex, pornography, anorexia, you know, all of these things that can hold us in bondage. And Satan is really good to disguise himself in these things. Well, I went down the path of anorexia. Well, that caused me to not being able to finish high school. I was a 9th grade high school dropout. I know probably many of you don't know that about me, but yeah, I never finished high school. I have a 10th grade participation award, and that's it. And when I immigrated here when I was 18 years old, I remember thinking, gosh, I would love to finish school. I would really love that. And I remember when my husband and I, we were first married, I was 18 years old. I could barely speak English. I was really struggling with that. And he walked me into this college where I could get my GED. And that was really a dream that I had, but I was so afraid, you guys, of what people would think of me. How many of you have had dreams and you haven't even spoken them out because you're so afraid of what people might think about you or what they would say? And I call them dream stealers. And I think that we've had people in our lives that have robbed us of these dreams. And so the reason I want you to go with me into this room, because I believe that there are dreams on a shelf that you can still fulfill. I believe that there is dreams that maybe it's going to take a little bit of a undusting to even remember them or to recognize them. Maybe it's been so long since you've even had a dream. And you wonder if you're ever going to find that again within inside of you. You guys, when you go to work, or when you, let's say you have a business and there's people working for you, whether it's a traditional business or you own your own business and you're coaching people, when is the last time you've stopped and asked people, what is your dream? If it has been a while and maybe you haven't shared your dream, I want to know. Truly and honestly, I want to know what your dream is, because I believe there's power in writing it out, and I believe there's power in speaking it out. You see, words can give life and words can take life. And what if we all chose to speak life into people? What if we chose to say, you know what? I believe that the Father in heaven, Yahweh God, has given us dreams. Joseph, he had dreams. Guess what happened? If you know the story of Joseph, he was really literally killed and left to die from his own brothers. His brothers didn't believe in his dreams. They were jealous. You guys, envy, jealousy will rob others of dreams. So here's what happens. We can take dreams away from people, and we can go into this room and put them on the shelf and say, we just stole someone else's dream. And then what happens? We become miserable people, depressed people, and life doesn't really change. And I believe, and I've said this in my other videos, we are made for greatness. Do you believe that? I believe that. Nicole, you watching me right now? Andrea, you watching me? I believe you were made for greatness. My niece Laura, I just see that she just joined here. She's living out her dream right now. She's an au pair girl in Austin, Texas. Guess what? She believed in it. She had this dream, and her mother nurtured that dream for her, and she's doing it right now. You guys, I believe that together we can truly help people fulfill their dreams. But it starts with us. It starts with me. And you know what? The greatest thing to overcome, to live out our dreams, is fear. Fear is a thief. Fear will paralyze us. Fear will keep us from living out the greatness that we were made for. So if you have fear, put it on paper. Write down what is keeping you from living out your dreams. I want to introduce you to a guy named Jimmy. Some of you have heard this story before, and I believe it's so worth retelling. And the story goes like this. In 2013, my family and I, we actually lived out one of my dreams to go to Israel, to the Holy Land. I know some of you watching right now, that is your dream. Your dream is to go and travel to Israel and to walk on the Holy Land. Do it. Figure out a way to make it happen. Because you guys, you know what? Time will go by. Whether you go into that room and take those dreams off the shelf or not. And then at the end of time, there's either going to be lots of joy or there's going to be a lot of regret. So here's the story. Jimmy, he came into the tour about halfway through our tour, and he's 82 years old at the time, and he was from New Jersey. And I thought, what is an 82-year-old man doing all by himself in Israel? Like, what is he doing here? I was so intrigued by his story that I decided to ask him a lot of questions. And if you know me, you know that I ask a lot of questions. And so I said, Jimmy, what brought you here? You know, was this your dream? What brought you here to Israel? And he looked at me, and I saw a lot of sadness in his eyes, which was really intriguing to me to ask more questions. And he said, little girl, and he called me a little girl, which I'm sure in his eyes I looked like a little girl. And he said, you know, I got married really young with my wife, and we had this dream about going to Israel. We talked about it all of our lives. And we said, one day we're going to make it happen. And I believe they took this dream and they went into this room and they put it on the shelf. Just like where your dreams are right now. The dreams that you haven't fulfilled yet, they're all sitting there collectively in this dream room, okay? And they put it there. And they talked about it, and they thought about it, and they had children, and he talked about, you know, having money and losing money and building a house and moving and talked about, you know, one day we're going to do this. When the kids are out of school, when the kids are all married, when the grandkids are, you know, when we're done helping with our grandkids, all of these excuses why they would not go and achieve this dream. So I said, what happened? You're here by yourself. And he looked at me with tears in his eyes, and I will never forget this conversation, you guys. It is so deep. And he said, you know what, little girl? we never fulfilled this dream. We talked about it all of our lives. And I so admire you and your family being here right now in the Holy Land. And I watch you with your husband and your kids. And he says, I just wonder, what if we had done that? What if I had actually dusted off the dream and made plans to go there? To dare to go into that room and to say, you know what? It's time to take this dream and to make it a reality, to actually make it a goal, to make the plans to go there. And I wonder with how many people he shared that dream. I don't think he really did. Because maybe if he'd shared that with his children, maybe they would have made it happen for him and his wife. And he said, last year, my wife got really sick and death came like that. Just like that, you guys. And he said, and then I had to bury her. And right alongside of burying her, he told me how he buried this dream of taking his wife to the Holy Land. And he was fragile and old, and he was walking on a walker. And he says, I am here and determined to not die without making this happen in her honor. And you guys, I was just thinking about that, and I thought, you know what? How sad that he had to stand there and imagine what his wife would have done being there, what she wouldn't have given to be there with him. And so the question is this, you guys. Do you want to be Jimmy? Or do you want to be the person that says, you know what? I'm going to take Irma's challenge. I'm going to open up that door. And it might be scary, you guys. It really might be scary because I believe this room is so big and so filled with dreams from all of the people around this world that have chosen to give up on their dreams. And you're going to get in there and you're going to have to start digging. And maybe you have to dig a little deeper. Maybe you have to spend some weeks in there to really find your dreams again. But boy, oh boy, I challenge you to do that. You guys, 20 years ago, if someone would have told me that I would be on stage and speak and inspire people, I would have said, yeah, it's a great dream, but I don't know. But deep inside of me, I've always held on to that dream. I've had to overcome a lot, yes. But there are a few people in my life that have always believed in me. And you guys, if you have a person in that life, would you pick up the phone and thank them today? And just say thank you for believing in me. Thank you for depositing life chips into my life. Thank you because I am who I am because you are in my life. You guys, take the time to thank those people. I have to say there's a few people in my life. My mom is one of them. My mom had to overcome a lot. She had lots and lots of struggles in her life. But she's the one person that has always believed in me. I would share with her my crazy goals and she would say, you can do it. I believe in you. And sometimes I don't even know how she believed in me because I didn't believe in myself. There were times I wanted to give up and there were times I wanted to throw in the towel. And she would say, don't stop. And you know, I see a thread in that. I believe in my children. You know, I reach out to them and I say, I believe in you. Don't ever, ever stop believing that you can achieve greatness. I had a conversation with our daughter just a minute ago and she goes, Mom, my chemistry grades are really low and I just don't know. And I said, baby girl, you can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. And she goes, Mom, I think you're the only mom that gets a phone call and says, I have a 60 in my grade. And you go, I'm proud of you. And I'm like, yes. Are you giving your best? Yes. Are you doing what you can? Yes. Then you know what? I'm proud of you. Mary, darling, if you're watching this, I want to say thank you for believing in me when nobody else did. Mary's one of my dearest friends, and when I was 19 years old and I started my adventure in direct sales, she believed so much in me that she was my greatest cheerleader. She is the one person I can honestly look back and say, if she hadn't been there, I don't know if I would be who I am today. Who is that person in your life today? Look around. Do you have dream stealers in your life, or do you have people that believe in you? Surround yourself with the people that will say, I believe in you. Let's go into that room. I'll take you by the hand and let's go and search for your dream. Let me tell you this. If you don't have anyone in your life right now that's willing to go down in that room with you, would you write me? Would you tell me? Because I'm willing to go down that road with you. Whether we have never met before or maybe you're a good friend of mine, I don't care. Because I don't believe it's by accident that you're watching this video. And if you want to take that daring trip into that room and begin to dust off those dreams, and you're daring to dream again, would you let me know? Would you share with me what those dreams are? And if you don't know the path on how to find it, I pray that the Father Yahweh would give me the words to share with you to help you dream again. I believe that we were made to connect and that we are made for greatness. But we can't do this by ourselves. I really believe it takes an army. I believe we need to believe in our children again. And we need to get out there and encourage people to open that door, look around, see all the dreams that are on the shelf. I would love to take that trip with you because I'm a huge dreamer. I have big dreams in my own heart, and I want to encourage you to do the same thing. You guys, I'm going to pray over you, and then I'm going to head out to the airport so I don't miss my plane. Father Yahweh, I just praise you for this beautiful day today. Father, I thank you and I praise you that you are the giver of dreams and that you place dreams into our hearts to change the world. You made this place for greatness. And Father, I pray that all the dream stealers around us would be defeated. Father, I pray that we would believe in greatness again. And Father, I pray if there's fear in anyone's life, that you would help us to see it and to absolutely destroy it. Father, I pray for courage. I pray for love. I pray for wisdom, Father. I pray that we would collectively look around and not cut each other down, Father, that we would use our words wisely to teach one another. Father, I pray that this room that is so filled with dreams, that we would have the courage to enter in. Father, I pray whoever is right now watching this video, if they're just sitting on the edge, should I dare to dream again? Father, I pray that you would just give them that gentle push. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because I've made you for greatness. You said in your word, through the weak, I am strong. And Father, as we achieve these dreams in our lives, that we would lift our hands and praise you, Yahweh, because you're worthy and you're absolutely worthy of our praise. And so I thank you for that, Father. I thank you that you give us words to share with others. And I pray that this message would be a blessing to many. In Yeshua's name we pray. Amen. You guys have a fantastic day. Share the message, share the love. Until next time.